This is Jackie, and I have Josh and Dan here. You, me at 6. We're at DC's 930 Club hanging out. You guys have been together for over 15 years. What do you attribute to your band's longevity?
Ooh, good question. What do we attribute? Friendship, love, free alcohol. No, I mean, no, it's just all genuine.
Just friendship.
Friendship, love, free alcohol, traveling the world, new experiences, enriching our lives in a way that we know that otherwise we wouldn't be able to do. The band has always been like a vehicle for us to travel and do things like that. So, you know, again, like being in Washington today is not something that would have been necessarily on our radar personally, but as a collective, it can come together and we can go do something pretty beautiful. So yeah, I think that, to be fair.
Speaking of something really beautiful, your latest album, 6, came out last October. How has it an evolution since Take Off Your Colors?
Since Take Off Your Colors, wow, I mean, it's catastrophic. The distances that we've travelled between one album from the first one. I mean, we were 17, 18 years old, and now we're almost 30. So it's a very natural progression that we've made, but at the same time, you know, you cannot deny how far that people can travel within that amount of time. It's 10, 12 years. So it's not like we made a conscious effort to be like, let's do this, let's do that. It's more the fact that, you know, as we grow and we evolve as human beings and songwriters and everything, you know, it's just a natural progression, you know.
And what were some of the purposeful changes you made since Night People?
Purposeful changes.
Purposeful.
I seem to just sort of trip up and stumble into something. I don't necessarily have too much of like a methodical sort of way of doing anything, but I guess
Feels good, I suppose.
yeah, we do what feels good. But our main thing was just to sort of to take the what do you call it? When you're in a, it's sort of like when you're in a vice, like to allow the sort of inhibitions to go and just try something completely different, or in our minds completely different.
When you have that pressure on your shoulders, sometimes you then go, oh, do you know what? Just let us do what we want to do, rather than people being like, you should be this, you should be that. You just sort of go, oh, just let what flows comes out, you know.
Yeah, so that was the with Night People. There was a lot of pressure on that record for lots of different reasons, but on this record we sort of went back to basics. We sort of co-produced a record with Dan Austin, made it back in England again, which I think was a big thing for all of us. We didn't want to make a record overseas, we want to make it in England, and actually with a British producer as well. We thought it would be important in terms of culturally just sort of getting back to what we've always loved about our band and in the recording process. And yeah, we were just very focused. The studio is like a 24/7 little creative hub, whereas before we've been sort of in a more regimented situation. Like you turn up at 10, you leave at 6. That's your recording day, and that doesn't really work for us. So having something that was like as invested as we were into making a record allowed us to sort of explore different territories that we maybe haven't or wouldn't have done without that sort of freedom and let the shackles off. And yeah, I think that was our main mindset and our main mantra, was sort of like go into it with, if we're going to do a song which is like a more dance or hip hop urban based standpoint, that just try and own it and not try and compromise it and do it fearlessly, which is what Dan Austin was brilliant in doing. Was he was very had that Midas touch, that sort of encouragement, which was just very sort of fluent. He got that Midas touch. Yeah, exactly. That'd be touch too much. Don't tell me.
So with 6 being a sort of a mesh of different genres, what are some musical influences that you think could be heard, or references that you made while you were working on it?
It's a difficult one, really. I suppose you have to remember that every single one of the band members has very different tastes in music. I love dance music. Max over here playing his DS Switch, whatever it is, loves his hip hop, but he also goes back and he loves his metal. Chewy loves his heavier bands. Matt, we won't talk about Matt, but he loves his.
Barnsley likes everything: pop, country.
He loves his
grime.
country. He loves his country music, Barnsley. So you have to take all of that into consideration when you bring a band together, and I think that's what You Me at Six really embodies, is that every single one of those people have all those different influences and all those different tastes in music, and they bring it all together, and that's how it comes together.
So with new music, music streaming seems to be pretty important. What role did music streaming have when you released Six recently?
What role did it have?
Streaming.
I get
Streaming is so important now, purely because you get on so many playlists and everything like that. So, I mean, back in the day, like if you were to sell music to the world, who would buy it? I don't know. I'm not sure. But now there's 100,000 people in Brazil that are streaming your music straight off the cusp. There's no effort put in from our side. You put it online and they're streaming it straight away. It's kind of cool that you see all these people around the world that can instantly listen to your music. I think it's opened up the gateways for bands to really explore the entire world rather than just being, enabled into their own countries or whatever.
I mean, when you all got started, I feel like, radio airplay and tangible CDs were what was the status symbol. So do you still want radio airplay? Do you still want, music streaming? What is sort of your focus, or does it sort of have to be all of those branches?
we don't give a fuck. We don't care.
Who gives a shit?
You
If someone wants to play our music, whether it's streaming or at this radio, who gives a fuck?
It doesn't matter. You can play it on the radio. Will be grateful. You can add it to a playlist. Will be grateful. You can discover it in a bar, Dave and Buster's. We don't really care. We don't care. All we want is for our music to travel, and if people want to jump on board and get to enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoyed making it, then that's the connection. How it gets there, whatever vessel it takes, is kind of redundant. It doesn't matter. And I think that sometimes you can spend. I mean, we've spent. We're doing our 6th record. We've done it. Do you know what I mean? Since we've spent years and years of our lives having these sort of elongated, like, over the top conversations about how to break this band here, there, and everywhere. And actually, there is no real practical avenue to go down. Like, yes, there's suggested ones, but there's no right or wrong answer.
Someone would have figured it out by now.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, if everybody had the golden ticket,
we'll be the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
Figured it out by now.
no one's figured it out. You
put it out and see.
sometimes someone plays on the radio and suddenly it sort of resonates with millions of people around the world. And
Feel It Still. They didn't have a plan for Feel It Still.
No, just wrote the song.
As the song is good enough that everyone in the world wants to listen to it. That's the cold hard fact of that.
Yeah, that's true. So there's no, we don't sit around and we gave up on that a long time ago.
You can beat yourself up for so long thinking about that kind of shit. No.
I'm sure you could look at every data point there is out there and try to pinpoint it, and you'd probably make yourself nuts and not really enjoy what you're doing anymore, which would really defeat the purpose. So speaking of which, doing what you love, how do you go about choosing a playlist when you have sort of the old favorites and the new things that are actually that sound quite different? How do you merge them all together for one playlist that really has flow? Yeah.
Show set list. We often, to be
Sometimes it can be challenging, can't it?
It is.
Again, there's 5 people with 5 voices trying to basically, in a nice way, push their agenda. Like, what do I want to play, or what do I not want to play?
We definitely become more selfish though now. We've definitely become way more selfish in terms of what do we want to play as a band, what's fun to play.
Because if you're going to do it 200 days of the year, there's no point playing a set that makes you sad, because life's pretty shit at times. So let's not add to that burden, you know what I'm saying? But
we have to sleep on a tour bus for fuck's sake every single night. We might as well at least make the show enjoyable.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But that being said, obviously, of course, we do take into account, like, okay, we know what, ironically, what's streaming well. We know what our fans have historically enjoyed listening to. So we obviously take that into account. We build a set around that. But then when it's like, there's always a space between, like, say, 5 to 8 songs where you don't really know necessarily. You can sort of trade them in and trade them out. But that's a good thing to have. We're lucky we're in a situation where, like, we can sit and discuss, we've got too many songs we want to play, rather than being like, there's going to be a 45-minute dull in our set because we haven't got one hit song. We don't have any hit songs. That's the beauty of it. We have no hit songs.
That's not true.
But in terms of, like, what people would in the media look at and go, that's a hit song, like a number one single at alt radio or pop radio or whatever it is over here. But, like, we just play what we believe are the songs that people want to hear. And when we play them, we go, yeah, that song went down really well tonight. We'll play again tomorrow night. If not, we trade it out and try something else. So we've got that freedom and that sort of thing. Like, okay, for example, playing White Tees, right? I'm just using maybe a bad example. When they had Hey There Delilah, I guarantee when that song was at its absolute prime, I guarantee the rest of the set was a little bit sad.
Oh my god, for an hour and a half, everyone just sat there going,
when are they going to play that song?
And then right at the end, they went, Hey There Delilah, and then everyone
best show of all time.
And it was like for an hour and a half, no one gave a shit.
So yeah, we haven't really, but that's not a dig at play. I'm using them as an example. There's an abundance of examples that you could use,
you
but
can take influence for what your fans want to hear / what you want to play. That's the point of the whole thing.
Yeah, have options
for sure.
Speaking of options, what are your options for the rest of the year? What does 2019 look like? We've got 10 more months of this shit.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I'm joking. We're going to Australia when we get back from this tour with Bring Me and Frank Carter About Snakes and Trophy Eyes, which will be fun. We've got a lot of festivals. We're going to start making a new record, or at least working on some new songs, which we've already recorded a bunch, but we'll probably work on some more stuff. And then just festivals, and we haven't actually got much of a plan.
It's mostly festival season, right?
Yeah.
We love festival season as well because we almost have the reverse job of everyone else. Everyone works 9 to 5, and we work just weekends. We chill Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we go away for like lads' holidays.
Festival season.
Yeah, I fucking love it, man.
Festival season's awesome. Yeah.
Sick. Go away with your best friends on the weekends and just play these mad festivals like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you just chill at home. It's like the perfect life. Love it.
Very good.
And catch some more games on your off days as well. Yes. Awesome. Whenever you can. Well, stay tuned for much more from you, me at 6. This is Jackie. Thanks to Substream Magazine and In the Key of Change.